Hello everyone. In this lesson we're going to look at example of put request. So previously we have seen example of post request to save a user profile. Put request is similar to post request. One difference is that usually put request is used for updating something, as opposed to post request is when something is getting saved for the first time. So let's take a look at an example. So currently we can go to this list of albums, and then from there we can go to an album and it will list all the photos, and from there we can go to the photo. But after that we don't have any action here. But if you see in the API Explorer, you will notice that in the user resource there is a put option called API users me profile photo to change a profile photo. And then similarly in the album resource we have put request to change the album cover photo. So both of these are photo specific application, so we can take one of those as an example for a put request. So let's add some functionality here from where we can take those action. So in the album details we have this right aligned some buttons. Maybe we can take a similar example. So let's go to the album details, and here we have some right aligned button. So we can take that example and we are going to use this in photo details. So let's open photo details, and here in photo details we can have that. We might have two action here. One is making this particular photo and cover for the album, or making my profile photo. So we can take a look at a bootstrap button group example. So we can use button group like this for multiple similar action, or also there is a drop down option here, so we can try to use that too. So we are taking this drop down option and putting it here, and button 1 and 2 we're not using those. And then here drop down is make this, and then the option can be profile photo or album cover. So let's see that. If I go to an album and then go to a photo, so now we have two options here: make this profile photo or make this album cover. So we can from there take an action to either make it a profile photo or an album cover. So let's try to do the profile photo example. So for profile photo, it's API/user/me/profile photo. That's the put request. And one difference with some of our previous API is that here the photo URL is passed as a query parameter. So that will be something new, we'll see that as an example, because previously when we saw parameters like this, they were path variable like this, id in the path, but as opposed to this one is query parameter. So what is the difference between path variable and query parameter? We'll take a look in terms of like coding, how it will look like in the code, but in a real scenario it looks like this. So if we go to a Google Docs, and here after document /d/ here it seems like a id variable, and that is a path variable. Whereas if you go to and then search for something, and then here after question mark you will see that there are variable name equals to value, safe equals to off, source equals to HP. So these are the path variable query parameters. So path variable comes as a slash and then the variable name, whereas the query parameters comes as question mark, variable name equals to value in this format. Now let's take a look at that from how it looks like when we're implementing it in code. So from the photo details page, the photo component, and here we have the details of the photo and comments and etc. And then we have dependency on photo service, so we can add that method in this photo service. Now whether this particular API, whether we should put it in the photo service or in the user service, that is debatable. Like it goes like this, API/user/me. So from that point of view, this could go to the user service, but at the same time this is tightly coupled to the photo details component, and also we are doing something to do with the photo, so you could also arguably put it in the photo service. So for now I'm putting it in photo service. So what do we need? We need the ID token and photo URL. So I will just put them there. So I need to take the photo URL as an input. So I will add a method here, make profile photo, and then it will take as an input a photo URL which is of type string, and then likely it will need the header, and instead of get it will make a put request, and then API base URL. The path for this is users me profile photo. I'll copy that, and then we don't have any path variable, so I can remove that. But it will have a query parameter, so for that we'll need to create a new variable params equals to new HTTP params. And then in these params we need to set and we need to, let's look at the syntax for set. So set is parameter and then the value. So the name of the parameter is, in this case, the name of the query parameter is photo URL. So that's what we need to call photo URL, and then the value will be this photo URL that we are getting as an input here. And now that we have the param set, we could pass that param here like this. Now one thing to note is that here, if you have multiple parameters, you could go like this: params equals to new HTTP param, and then go params.set, and then in another line params.set, like that. When you just have one parameter, you could do this whole thing in one line. So HTTP param.set, and then you have your params declared in one line. Okay, so now we have the method ready in service, so we need to make that method call from the component. So in the photo details component here, let's add a make profile photo method, and in this method, so we need the profile photo URL, which we could get from this photo has the profile photo URL. So this dot make profile photo, and then here we need to pass this dot photo dot photo URL, and that's it. Expected 0 arguments, make profile photo. Oh, sorry, not this dot make profile photo, this dot album service, this dot photo service dot make profile photo. Now just that will change it, but at the same time we probably want to, if it is changed, we want to like see that. How to actually communicate that with user, we'll discuss that later, but for now at least we want to print it in the console to make sure that the method call was successful. So typical subscribe, and then when the response comes back, we just want to say console.log profile photo updated, and then here let's just print the response there. So now we have the method in service, and we also have the method in component. Now we want to make this method call, right? So for that we can go to the HTML, and then we can create a data binding here by doing click equals to make cover photo. And now let's see that in action. So we can go to our profile and see that we don't have any profile photo. From the list of albums, you can go to a particular album, and then you can go to a particular photo, and we can make this our profile photo. And now if we go to the inspect and console, we'll see that make cover photo not a function. So our it seems like our photo details component template a click. So our click did not work properly. So make cover photo. So let's take a look at the example of event binding that we have in the login component. So if we go to login component, here we have click equals to login. So it's just a method called like this, click equals to login. And then in the component we have this method. So we use similar syntax, photo details component, click equals to a cover photo login. Okay, photo details component, and then we have make profile photo. Let's save this again and make sure that we don't have any error here. Property make cover photo does not exist on time. Type photo details component. So photo details component make profile photo. Just to make sure that I'm using the same I typed them correctly. I'm going to copy this from here, and then I call this make cover photo. It should be actually make profile photo. Save. So it's a typing error. We did not type the method name properly. So now it should be working. So let's go and give it another try. So let's go to profile and make sure that we don't have any profile photo, and then from list of albums we go to a particular album and we go to a photo, and then we make this our profile photo. And then if we go to console, in the console we see that profile photo updated, and here it prints the object where we have the email address and also the profile photo URL. So now if we go to profile, it should show that updated profile photo. We can go back to another album and pick another photo and then make this our profile photo, and then if we go to profile, it'll show that updated photo. So that's how we implemented an example of a put request end to end. Similarly, another put request we can implement is here. If we go to a particular photo, we have the one other option to make this an album cover. We can try to implement that using put request. Thank you.